Hey guys, welcome back to the CNSL Season 6 on ArtosisCasts. We're in the round of 16 Group C, and this is the loser match. We have our strong PROTOSS player in YSC over here in the top left of Nemesis. His opponent is going to be IcaruS in the top right. If you are new to ArtosisCasts, welcome. You might want to start at the beginning of this tournament. It's one of the best things, I think, in my opinion, that goes on in this channel. We have a nice playlist. You just watch it in order, so you can check that out. And thank you for checking out ArtosisCasts, whether you're a returner or someone new. Thank you, and please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment. All those things really help it to get discovered more as well. I think there's a lot of people out there that played StarCraft 1 or enjoyed professional StarCraft 1 much earlier in their lives, since it's been around for 25 years. And don't currently think about it or realize that it's still going really strong. So helping everything to get discovered through things like subscribing and liking and leaving comments is super, super helpful. And thank you to everyone who does that. Appreciate it. So anyways, let's take a look at what's going on here. Again, whoever loses here is out of the tournament. It is a best of 3. And this is a BBS, a barracks supply, the 2 racks all in coming out of IcaruS. Obviously, this is the ultimate. It's not even a coin flip. This is like, if you hit someone who goes Goon first, you're favored and probably will win. If you hit someone that goes Zealot first, you're probably dead. If you hit a Nexus first, you win, right? It's like, you're looking at, like, just, this is a certain percentage of the time this will work. If it gets scouted right away, you're just dead. You know, there's like a lot that can go wrong with it. Anyways, he's going for it, and no Zealots being made, just waiting for a Dragoon, I guess. And it looks like it's gonna be a cross scout from YSC, so he's gonna see this immediately, start a Zealot, and he'll probably have to bring a lot of probes to fight as well. But, like, I mean, this is just so all in. I'm actually not too surprised, I guess, that IcaruS is doing this, because honestly, I can't imagine him beating YSC in standard macro games. Like, YSC is another level. He's like a legitimate top PROTOSS. Then IcaruS is like, I don't know exactly, but let's call it, maybe he's like top 30 Terran in the world, something like that. And like that's actually a pretty big gap. As you get higher up, like, the gaps get pretty insane. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, he's got a Zealot and 3 probes. This is almost over. I think we'll probably see... yeah, that's only 6 SCVs. Maybe he can't send anymore. Like, this is so incredibly all in, and he is in so much trouble right now. Oh, man, the probe's just kind of drilling down there, getting some good connections. It takes 3 well-microed Marines to kill a Zealot, and they take damage during that. Now there's a shield battery up, a Dragoon's out. This game's over. This game's over. There's just no way. Like, not only would you have to cut through all this, I mean, he's making more stuff in the meantime, right? Like, he can add another gate in that main base. It's going to take forever to break through here. He's got that shield battery, trying to make a bunker, but, like, range is on the way as well. So, like, a bunker is a very temporary thing at this point. Oh, that's some good focus firing right there. The Zealot got stuck for a moment. He is picking off the SCVs to make sure that this bunker can't be made. Another big heal. The Zealot will end up going down. Honestly, like, you could even lose all this. If you can just delay this for the Dragoons to get range, you can kill, like, infinite Marines at that point. So he runs down the ramp a little bit. He really, like, I think here you have to just right-click on the... He's not attacking anything. A bunch of probes come out to fight. If he could have knocked out this pylon, maybe. Goes back to the bunker. Range is almost done, and like I said, like, honestly, if you have 2 goons in range, you'll kill all these Marines before they kill you. And then your opponent literally has nothing that can stop you. He doesn't even have a ramp to put a bunker up. So there's just, like, no way. You can literally go kill him. I don't know, man. I'm looking at this, and it just does... It's funny, because I think a lot of people watching this might be like, well, that's a lot of Marines, man. He's in a lot of trouble. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Range is done. This is all flat. This is not a low ground. If it was, okay, then we're talking. But as you see, it's just constant micro here from YSC, and he is about to take this down, I think. Like, you can see the Marines just being reduced so quickly. You can barely get any hull damage onto these Dragoons. It takes 4 shots, so 2 volleys from them, and then another Marine falls. GG. YSC wins the first game. All right, so getting into game number 2. Right now, YSC does lead 1-0, puts down a forward pylon, most likely for a gateway to put some pressure on, and sending his probe across the map, Dark Origin, towards IcaruS's base. Probably going to steal the gas, probably going to make a gate, probably going to make multiple Zealots and send them across for some pressure, and we'll see from there how the game develops. But yeah, IcaruS, you know, he tried a pretty heavy cheese in game 1, and it definitely did not pay off. Maybe going to go for more of a macro-esque game this time. You know, being a 2-player map, you get scouted so quickly, it's really hard to pull off something like, you know, barracks in the center. Like, the odds of them finding you and knowing right away is, like, very close to 100%, since most PROTOSSes will send a probe right away for harassment purposes, as well as stealing the gas. Just dictating Terran's build order this heavily is incredibly strong, and you'll get great PROTOSS players that will skip doing this. I'm going to be honest with you. It's wrong. Like, you should, most of the time on a 2-player map, steal gas. It's okay to mix in otherwise. And honestly, it can be good practice not to do it, just so you're practicing, like, for more standard maps, because 2-player maps represent, like, let's call it 20% of the map pool generally. But honestly, like, it is so incredibly strong. At one point in time, it almost felt like a game win right away. Oh my god, he was making a second rack, so he just scouts it immediately. Oh, IcaruS. But yeah, most of the time, or it used to feel like this was almost like a game, and you're like, damn, I'm just so far behind. But it really isn't anymore. You know, Terrans have had so much practice against these offensive gas plays. A big thanks to Blizzard for never really updating the map pool. We've had IcaruS. We've had Eclipse in the map pool now on the ladder on Battle.net for like 4 years or something, which has led to like infinity gas steals. So, big cheers there. But yeah, you see he's just using a lot of SCVs to just blow that up super quick. The PROTOSS does end up gaining minerals against this, especially when this happens. What in the hell? Send those back to mine. What is he doing? That like it's that hard? I don't even like. Come on. Okay, so anyways, it looks like he's gonna just kind of check what's down here. This is a very quick nexus that we have. You know, after this initial pressure, a second Zealot coming down as well, and he has gotten the gas right away. So one thing that you can say about the position here. Now, I'm not going to say that YSC is super far ahead. You know, we saw a canceled barracks, so definitely IcaruS had ideas of doing like a Marine rush again, and that was ended early, prematurely. But he's going to get his factory very quickly in relation to, like, for instance, the cybernetics core timing. So this does open up some possibilities, whether it's going to be like a mine contain, a tank push, possibly you could go for like a vulture drop, right? You have a few things that can occur here from IcaruS's point of view, where his tech will be faster, but he has to utilize that. The Zealot's coming up, like, this is, I mean, if it kills all the Marines, you're really happy. If it doesn't, you know, I would say, okay, good for Terran here. Yeah, see, he's going to have like 3 Marines. He should probably cancel that last one and get his command center up. The Nexus is done, so we're entering the territory where you're feeling a little bit weird for not having started your command center. I think he just will, though, because, like, oh my god, he's going 2 factory? I feel like, okay, I feel like you can tell that IcaruS kind of knows he's a little bit outmatched, right? Maybe in the group in general. Like, even against Mihu, we saw him take some pretty insane risks. I mean, it ended up being like a reasonably close game. Some really interesting things occurred, but he was taking risks. And here, it's like, well, you get offensive gassed, and then you go like a late 2 factory plus starport. That's not even really a build. We'll see what he gets done with it, but that's not even really a thing that we ever see. YSC, in the meantime, much more standard. Just, he's got the additional Nexus down. He's up workers. He's mining way more because of the additional patches. 2 gateways consistently making Dragoons. The first tank is like a third of the way done, and we already have 2 goons out. So, yeah, it's like, it doesn't look great for our Terran player, but he has to have some sort of plan here with the starport. There has to be something tricky that he's got planned. It's funny in a way because he's making the add-on. It's like, okay, do you even have the gas to do this? Like double add-on plus control tower. Obviously, you have to spend 100 gas when this finishes on a dropship, which means that the second add-on is not actually providing anything for you. Oh, he starts mines, so instead of getting a dropship right away, he gets mines. Okay, okay. You know, he's trying to put this build together. I don't think this is something that he practices a lot, but as you can see, it's like a 10-second delay there, so that's a little bit painful. But anyways, he'll get into his drop. He is going for a drop, but with no command center behind, which makes me a bit nervous. Now, there's 4 Dragoons there and only 1 siege tank. And he's only got 3 SCVs repairing, so he just has to go push right now. Okay, gets one off. That's good. Like, 3 SCVs will out-repair 3 goons, but 4 goons will out-damage 3 SCVs. So it looks like he's going to lose this bunker. Oh, he just barely gets SCVs up. And he shows that he has speed. Ugh. What a tough, tough position. All right, the Dragoons, some of them are low, so the tank can go up and snipe one. Like, if he killed that would be a pretty big grab. You can see he's kind of keeping this very hurt one back a little bit. All right, the drop is going. Now, he's up 13 probes, okay, and an additional Nexus. Plus, he's got all these units pressuring, which means a lot of SCVs aren't mining. Honestly, this has to kill like 20 probes, I think, to make this somewhere even. Has to kill at least... Oh, God. Well, actually, I think he's just... He's giga screwed at this point. Like, losing that bunker... Getting back down this ramp, you have to utilize siege mode at this point. It's going to be so slow for IcaruS to get a base up. Let's see what the drop does, okay? This is important. 45 to 28. Again, I feel like he has to kill 20-plus workers here to get this even. It's possible. It's happened before. A little bit tough. Lays the mines down. Unfortunately for him, an observer pops out. Can he get him down? He's killing a lot. He's killing a lot of probes right now. Not quite there. Looks like the Vulture's going to get cleaned up at this point. Okay, so didn't quite get the numbers that we were looking for. He killed maybe 13, 14 workers. He is going command center. YSC's ready to make another Nexus. He's making 4 goons at a time with observers. So, like, he's got so many units, you can't really hurt him anymore. Observer sees everything that's going on. Absolute complete control by YSC. He knows, like, he's going to know this position inside and out. Even though it's, like, a weird spot that we've gotten to, he's got observers that are scouting literally everything. Right? Pylon watching for anything coming out this side. He's got an observer in the main base. He sees, like, oh, now you're making an E-Bay. Oh, you just have 5 tanks. This is so not scary. All right, the tanks try to come down the ramp. This is such a good trade for YSC. Even if he loses these, if he gets 4 tanks, he's happy. Look at this. And he's really losing a lot. He's missing so many shots on the high ground. So overall, that was slightly better for IcaruS, but he's only got the 2 factories, right? So even though he killed all those, look at the supply differential. It's like a 40 supply lead still. These 2 Vultures unable to get any kills as of yet. You know, they were just dropped off like over here and then ran around. Sometimes that's a good way to do the Vultures because they're watching drop areas. So sometimes just dropping them elsewhere and then running them in can be a useful tactic. So a shuttle with Zealots out now. The Vulture's trying to get some harass. A couple goons come up, so they're not going to get too much, but they will get a few probes. I mean, that's, you know, you're looking for what you can get. You're looking for what you can get right now. It's a long way back, but he's trying. Zealots come and drop, and they get in the way of these tanks, so more tanks are going to be picked off. Already 2 die. It's going to get the drop ship here. Oh, man. Gets that Zealot on top of these tanks. I mean, this is... the supply is doubled for our PROTOSS player. Yeah, IcaruS's rushes, his kind of cheesy play in this series, not honestly working out for him at all. Like, and again, YSC is not even trading well. Like, IcaruS is being about as efficient as you can get in a spot like this. But he doesn't have anything that pushes the game forward for him. That's the problem. Okay, this is why, like, two-fact builds are basically dead. Like, he doesn't have an armory. He just finished his barracks again. He's got 5 tanks, 4 tanks, 5 tanks, something like... Yeah, 4 right now. Whereas YSC, he's continuing to build out his tech, right? He doesn't have, like, that much production, but he's got a ton of probes on 3 bases. Yeah, GG is called. And YSC goes to that final match. IcaruS eliminated.